Hello everybody, it is still Monday the 25th of July. I just want to have a follow-on thought to the video that I made this morning, and please know there is another video today. I called it Knowledge is the God that is now ruling this world. So for you to be in the trail of thought, maybe you should watch the other video first that is on my channel. But I want to talk about the idea of the purity of priesthood and the fact that at the moment the fish is very much rotting from the head down. And that Jesus himself, as I keep saying, he's on two rails. And he is. Whereas the knowledge that spoke out of him was the knowledge out of life. Yeah? The knowledge of the Creator that came out of life. But at the same time, he advocated for that knowledge to be given to a higher power. Where he tried the priesthood here on earth, the temple, which rejected him. So he took it to an even higher power in heaven. So he was still in the thinking of Egypt, that the knowledge should be given, should be elevated above life, and that life itself should become a pure priesthood to the temple. And what he's saying is, and there's where the fish is rotting, that for myself I ask nothing. Yeah, I am just a servant to that knowledge. So, and that would be pure priesthood. Yeah, where you ask nothing for yourself, but you serve the knowledge. That's pure priesthood. Whereas, and there might have been a time when people thought that way, but because the knowledge is being extracted from the biological life that is finding it, that has the realizations out of its own experiences. So it is extracted from the biological life into the elevated temple. And the servants in the temple are being rewarded for their service. But if you were a pure priest, that should not matter to you. That is just a byproduct. Yeah? The fact that you have power and riches in the top of the pyramid should be a pure byproduct, and it should not matter to you. Your true intention should be to be a servant to the knowledge. Yeah? To gather the knowledge, to preserve the knowledge, to serve the continuation of the knowledge, with no thought of yourself. That would be pure priesthood in Jesus, in the eyes of Jesus. So he did not actually advocate for himself that knowledge should be in the hands of Joe Sixpack, although he did that because life told him that's where the knowledge should be. It should be there for all. So he said one thing and he did another. What he actually advocated for is still the pyramid system and pure priesthood. Whereas where we now have the problem that because of this byproduct, yeah, that the priests in the temple will be rewarded. They themselves get into an elevated position. And that has contaminated the priesthood because that has now become their goal. The priests, the gatherers of knowledge that we have now, the likes of a Fauci and everything else that is hanging in there, their goal is not to serve the knowledge. The goal is not to serve humanity, that's for sure. But they have become self-serving whores. So in that the fish is rotting from the head down. The priests themselves have become self-serving whores, no longer pure in what was the original intention, to serve the light of knowledge, which is at the moment compounding the problem. Yeah? But even if the priesthood was pure, yeah, even if it was pure, the whole idea of extracting the knowledge out of life, to see life itself as a contamination, and to extract the knowledge out of it as pure light and elevate it to exist of its own as a separate entity, that idea itself is lunacy. Even if you had a pure priesthood, it would still be lunacy. Because the knowledge is a part of life. And every part of life should continuously receive and give to all the other parts. So therefore the knowledge received of life is grown through life, and it gives to life. It is an integrated part. It is not elevated, extracted, purified, and then elevated to be worshipped. Knowledge is a part of life, and it is like wheels within wheels, all giving and receiving, all turning each other. So if you take one of the wheels and make it into a separate entity and elevate it out of the rest of life, then the rest of the wheels stop turning. They will come to a grinding halt because the chain is broken. So it doesn't matter if we had a pure priesthood, you know, the real, enlightened being in the temple of Osiris. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't be up there in the temple of Osiris. They should be back here. They should be the functioning wheel within all the other wheels. By elevating themselves, they are destroying life because they are no longer a part of it. And they should have been a functioning part of the whole. But as I said, at the moment, the fish is rotting from the head down, and that is compounding the problem, where the priesthood is no longer pure, but they have become self-serving whores. The idea is no longer to serve the light of knowledge, but to gain the riches, to gain the rewards, which, as I said, it should have only ever been in the pure thought. That should only be a byproduct. It should not be the aim. But one way or another, it's going to lead to destruction, because the entire idea in its entirety to elevate knowledge out of life and worship as a god, that idea in itself is lunacy. And it doesn't really matter whether you have a pure priesthood or not. It will both lead to destruction. Only with a rotten priesthood, I think we're going there a lot faster. That's all. Anyway, that is my thought on that, and talk to you again soon. Bye.